I'm in the woods now, testing out my latest hack on my Walkie Talkie battery. Ow! Ow, 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 ow. Ow, I need help. Mayday. Mayday, mayday.
What do you mean Mayday? It's only April.
Really? It's only April? Hang on, let me check. Is it really April? It's April. What? You're right. It's April. Never mind then. Bye. I've got these walkie-talkies that use a lot of AAA batteries, and that is not very sustainable. So today I will show you how to replace these AAA batteries with a rechargeable lithium-ion batteries for these walkie-talkies, and they have more power and last longer, and also these are rechargeable. I've been using these walkie-talkies for a while now, and they do eat up the batteries really quickly, and just in no time at all I have a whole pile of these dead AAA batteries. It's just so much waste. First of all, they consume a lot of power, so they eat up the batteries really quickly. Second, it's a walkie-talkie, so every time you use it, you're gonna use at least 2. Sometimes we use 3 or even 4, so it will add up really quickly. So I've been thinking to myself there must be a better way. So I've scoured my battery arsenal, and got some laptop cells. It's a laptop cells. Also this one is a BlackBerry, and I want to get something that will fit inside the walkie-talkie. The BlackBerry cell is a little bit too big. This one is also a little bit too big, and this one is obviously way too big. And I found out that this cell here will fit in here just perfectly, just like that. And it will also fit the other walkie-talkie that I have. And this cell here came from my Sony camcorder battery, and there are 6 of these in here. And this is the camcorder that came from. The battery is an aftermarket battery. I'll show you the model number. The reason why I can use a single lithium-ion cell to replace these 3 alkaline cells is because one of these is 1.5 volts, 3 of these in series is 4.5 volts, and this one here, when it's fully charged, is about 4.2 volts. When it's in operation, it's between 3.7 to 4 volts. That's pretty close to 3 of these, and these should work fine around 4 volts, so that's why I can use 1 lithium-ion cell. So before you install the lithium-ion cell in the walkie-talkie, you're gonna have to know the positive and the negative terminal of the walkie-talkie, and it's different with different walkie-talkie. So there are two ways you can find the terminals. The first is the hard way, which you're gonna have to disassemble the plastic cover and then look inside the walkie-talkie to find the terminals. It's very hard or next to impossible to determine the terminals by just eyeballing from the outside, because it's all covered up can't even see anything inside here. So you have to remove the cover, or you can just put the batteries in. Just put the batteries in. Make sure that they have some juice, and use a voltmeter to measure the terminal. Usually it will start from the corners, so just try the corners, from corner to corner, this corner to that corner. So here we have about 3.6 volts, and we will try this corner. It's only got 1 volt, so it's not this, so it's this. Reason why I got 3.6 volts is each cell is only 1.2 volts, so that's perfect. There we go. So we got a positive terminal here and negative terminal down here. So I was trying to solder my wire to the terminal right here, but this terminal has been corroded by this battery. This battery got old and it leaks out the electrolyte and corrode the terminal. Now it's impossible for me to solder the wire in. So now I have to open up the unit and solder right on the terminal on the board. So the top is the positive terminal, this down here is the negative terminal. So I have 2 wires coming out for each terminal. The smaller wire will go out and through the holes here, and I'm gonna solder my wire to the battery in here. The thicker wire is gonna go out up through the hole here, and this is where I'm gonna use to charge the battery through it. Right, so I've finished both of these, and there's a new problem. This wire sitting on top here is very close to the antenna, and it's causing a lot of interference. So when I press this button to talk, the other unit will receive very noisy interference. Yep, so that's the noise coming from the other unit. Now I have tried this different distances, close, far away. It still acts the same way. So I'm pretty sure that it's this wire. And if I move this wire away a little bit, let's see if it still interfere with the signal. Now it turns off. So it either has a lot of interference or it just turns off by itself. And both of these experience the same problem. So back to the drawing board. I've just removed the wire from the unit. Now let's give it a try. You can see that there's no more interference between the 2 units. Here's the new position of the connector. Instead of putting on the top, now it's on the bottom. So this wire go up to the battery. This wire go down to the bottom and out of the unit through the hole right there. Here's the complete product. I glue the connector on the bottom with my hot glue gun, and it's pretty strong. I can take the weight of the unit, and even in this direction. So that's pretty strong. Now let's try and see if it works. Okay, turned on. Got my other unit over here. Let's see if there's any more interference.
Testing 1 2 3 4.
Now let's try my other unit.
Testing 1 2 3 4. Testing 1 2 3 4.
So there we go. It's loud and clear. Now let's try and see if it would take a charge through this connector here. Got my Turnigy charger here. Let's plug it in. And let's start. There we go, it's charging. The unit is still on. And let's see if it's still working while it's charging. There we go. Works great, even when it's charging.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Great. Work fine. Here is the other walkie-talkie that I have. This one is made by Midland, and the principle is the same. I removed the other half cover, and down here we got the positive and the negative terminal right here, which when you put it together, these are going to be connected to this terminal here and this terminal here. And this time I'm not going to solder directly to these terminal anymore, because I can put solder on the metal clips on this metal terminal. It's pretty hard to put solder on this terminal. I have to use my Dremel tool and grind the metal down a little bit, quite a bit, before I can put some solder on, because these don't take solder really well. And for the battery, each terminal I solder 2 wires. These 2 are positive terminal, and negative terminal is down here. One of the wire goes to this metal clip, so it's gonna go here like that. I'm gonna solder in, and the other wire is gonna go down and out this hole here, which I just drilled from the cover. And I'm gonna solder this wire to my XT60 connector so that I can charge the battery externally. So here we go, I've just finished, and on the bottom we got the XT60 connector, just like before. Now let's see how many volts is coming out of here. There we go, 3.88 volts. And now let's try and turn it on. There we go. Now let me take the other unit and try to call. See if it will take the signal. There we go. Takes the signal, works great.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
I also have a different walkie-talkie that instead of using 3 AAA, it uses 4 AAA. So it requires a 6 volts power supply instead of 4.5 volts. Now 6 volts is right in the middle between 4 volts and 8 volts. It's not 4 volts, it's not 8 volts either. It's right in the middle. So if you use 4 volts, the voltage will be too low. If you use 8 volts, the voltage will be too high. I have tried it on my 8 volts battery pack here, and it did not turn on. So let me try it on my single lithium-ion cell here. Okay, so let me turn it off. So when you first turn on, there's a beep that says low battery. There we go. And then the battery icon on top here just keeps blinking, but it still works fine with no problem at all. It works just fine. So I'm calling the other walkie-talkie, and you can hear in the background. So I think I'm still gonna use a single lithium-ion cell for this, even though once in a while it will beep saying that the battery is low, but it still works fine with no problem. I'm ready to install the battery. Got 2 pairs for each terminal. 1 pair goes to the positive and negative terminal inside the unit. The other pair of wire goes out externally to next the 60 connector for charging. Here we go. It's all finished. Put the cover on. We're in business. You hear that beep? It says the battery is low, but works just fine. Voltage coming out of this connector, 3.88 volts. Working great. Let's make a call here. You can hear the ring in the background. It's from my other Walkie Talkie. So it's working great. I have fully charged the battery now. The battery is 100% full. I want to run a test to see how long one single charge of this battery is going to last. So let's turn it on. Alright, so I'm gonna turn it on and just let it idle. And right now it's 1:42 a.m. in the morning, and I'll come back later. So right now it's 1:48 p.m. the next day, so it's been 36 hours. Let's check out the battery, see how much juice is left on the battery. So it's been 1.5 days. Standby mode, so it's been on but idle. 3.74, 3.75 volts. So we started at 4.16 volts. It's now 3.74, 75 volts. So the unit has used about 0.4 volts of power from the battery, and that's about 40%. So we have about 60% left of battery power, and it has been 1.5 days. So if you take that times 2, a little bit more than 2, so it's about more than 3 days. So this battery here, when fully charged, and when you turn on the unit and let it idle, you will get a little bit more than 3 days. And of course, if you use it more regularly, it'll be a bit less, but they'll give you an approximate runtime of a fully charged lithium-ion battery for this unit. So here are the 5 units that I've been working on, and they are finished. So there will be no more AAA for me. That's a lot of waste. Imagine how many AAA I have to go through if I use 5 of these in a single day. Alright, so that's all I have for now. Until next time, thanks for watching. Oh yeah, it's water. But I forgot to bring my distiller.